what are we doing, dude? I was just like, I was just like lost, man.
No, I know. That's why he walked away. No, but you know.
Cause I mean, I understood that it was like for catching, our buddy and shit, but I was like,
Now you're
what else, dude? Like,
Yeah. Yeah, and I tried to add to it, but
I thought it was gonna be like maybe like a small in between thing we can just like sneak in, cause I sneaked it in twice, dude. But I sneaked it in really good, dude. That nobody fucking knew, dude. Camilo didn't hear it. Osvaldo didn't hear it. You didn't hear it, dude.
yeah, and I tried to add to it,
But yeah, other than that, I thought it was gonna be like maybe like a small in between thing we can just like sneak in.
you know, like you say, man. Some people are in your house.
Yeah, do Camilo.
That's what it is.
Osvaldo too, man. You haven't heard him, man. You haven't been around.
That's what I'm scared of. You know that? That's like my actual fear. I don't want to know that part. You know what I mean? Ignorance is bliss.
But how is this? How is this guy?
Ignorance is bliss. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Let's check the mics. The mics. Sound like the penguins from.
Los higos de Finding Nemo.
No, the.
Right, the my.
Is that Nemo?
Mm-hmm.
I thought it was Madagascar.
No.
No, it's the bird. Mine.
Yeah, from Nemo.
Yeah, from Nemo. You're right. Let me get something to drink. You good on the drinking, right?
Yeah, I'm good. Yeah, thank you. Actually, can I get just like a water?
Yeah, I got you.
I don't want to be drinking on air, on nothing.
We'll start it off now.
Thank you, man. Was that supposed to entertain the people?
No, it's all good. Well, I'm sure you did. Your mic is hot.
Because all they got was just crunching. Nah, this mic is off, man.
Oh, okay. Smart. All right, then that's perfect. Oh, whoa, that's perfect. I'll check my mic first. All right, let me take off.
I think now. I mean, I turned it on now.
Jose always cautious. All right, ladies and gentlemen, if you are watching this, welcome. I go by HT or Jesus, depending how well you know me. And today we're just, having a late night combo here after regular life, just to say it like that. And as you guys could tell, I have one of the teammates in here, Jose. So real quick before we get Jose, we get Jose.
Right now, because my name is Michael Sass.
No, it's about to be. There's a little bit of delay. Yeah. So right now, if you're watching it and you still see both of my photos, it's just a little bit delay. Excuse me for that. The Wi-Fi at the studio right now, it's kind of being a little weird, but we're trying our best. Yeah, shout out to the 2 people watching, and please, if you're in here, because we have a rule, no phones. I mean, I didn't say it like that, but let us know if the mics are too low, too high. Let us know. I hope everybody's having a great day or a great Wednesday night. Everybody's doing well out there. But here, let's get here. How you doing, Jose?
I'm doing pretty well, man. Thank you.
How was your day today, man?
Surprisingly pretty fast. It's been like that for a couple of days now, a couple of weeks now, I should say. But
yeah,
I mean, I think that's also attributed to much more earlier rising and then waking up with more like purpose and intention, because Wednesday mornings I gotta wake up, for something, I gotta do more stuff.
Put the mic closer to you. Shout out. Yeah, the chat's telling us, so just kind of bring it up to like right here. All right, let us know, Camilo. Keep going, Jose. So you feel like you on Wednesdays you wake up with a little more intention?
Yeah, and that's not so much on my own personal intention.
Mm-hmm.
It is, about half and half, but it's because I'm motivated for something else in that morning. So,
Gotcha.
but yeah, waking up in the morning, I think that kind of makes it just be easier because it's wake up ready for in the morning.
Yeah.
Other days I could wake up and be a little bit more slower, sluggish, because I can ease up into the gym or a workout or the day and stuff.
What for you? What's the preferred? Do you wanna? Is there days where you want to be a little more sluggish, or is it just always intention and just kind of start off right, get right? What's your preference as far as that for your your day-to-day life, going to work and stuff?
If I could
Keep talking.
make it, and start it and keep it and maintain it and all that stuff, I would like to have like more like initial like power through intention and stuff like throughout the days, the initial of the week, and like let it carry me throughout the week and all that stuff, like towards the end of it, and then kind of be able to just recuperate towards the end. But if the beginning of the days, the beginning of the week, the morning, if I could get more of that sort of energy, like motion going,
and just going like off the rip.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because I think that kind of dictates my day.
Yeah.
If my morning is like really slow, sluggish, and I wasn't able to, go fully into the gym or to do whatever it was that I was doing.
Yeah.
I feel like it shouldn't, but I feel that it does kind of throw me off and bites into my day afterwards.
What do you do anything specific to get you like that? Like, do you do anything at night? Do you do anything in the middle of your day for you to have those intentional mornings? Or those more productive mornings? Better feeling mornings? Shout out to the four viewers. It's the family. It's the squad. We appreciate you.
For now, it's just that I have I have an activity. There's something that's making me do it for now.
Yeah.
I have activities other days as well, but it's not so much as a sort of forceful activity. I guess that's the wording for it. It's more of a forceful one because other ones I could delay it. I can backtrack it or, and stuff like change it in days. So I think that's that. It's the more of a fixed. It's more of a like it's every day. It's every week. This is how it happens and all that. So I think that structure is also what kind of makes me.
It's important,
fall
right?
Into it easier. Mm-hmm.
It's important. Yeah, because for me, it's almost as if I need it. Like I need to have those days. Even if I'm tired, even if I didn't get enough sleep, I need like that energy at the beginning of the day is so important. Because whatever happens the rest of the day, it'll happen. But that if that intention is there in the morning, because I have to, if I want to have a good day, I have to start good. I just have to. It's just there's no other way around. Because if I don't, the rest of the days is gonna fall off somewhere.
Yeah, and sometimes it's like to the smallest kind of details and stuff. Like
yeah, exactly.
If something throws me off for a couple of minutes, a little bit longer than I thought, or something comes out of nowhere, I'm always like, man, my day's just ruined. I need to start this week over already.
Like you're in your head, right? Like you're like, damn it, reset.
You know what? Like I should just go drive west. And keep driving west, and then that's it. I could survive in the mountains. It'll be okay.
Yeah, for sure, right? No, yeah, it's very important to get like yourself going. Because I'm the type of person that I need certain rituals. Like I have morning songs. Like I'll probably last like a couple weeks, and I'll find another one that just gets me hyped, and it can be any genre. Yeah, but no, real quick, just to shout out the chat. Thanks for the 5 viewers. Please pass on if you care about the conversation. Subscribe, like, please, all that good stuff. But Camilo said, I just count to 3, and before I get to 3, have to wake up. If not, I'm still in bed. See, Camilo, this is why you gotta listen to this conversation. You gotta get yourself going. But like I was,
so there's an option phone settings where you can leave your screen on forever.
Yeah.
So maybe look into those settings. People out there.
People
listening in the world.
But like for sure, shout out to the chat. But like I was saying, I have like a morning song. Like I like if I'm brushing my teeth in the shower, about to get in the drive, whatever. I just need something, or I need to make coffee, or whatever the case may be. But I need that going. If I'm not doing that, I know I'm gonna have a bad day, whatever that is. And then nothing has happened yet technically,
Yeah.
but I already know. I was like, damn, I didn't do this, I didn't do that. Oh, this is gonna be a long
It
day.
really
And
drags you into
yeah,
the next
like,
thing.
and it was my fault. I was like, because I didn't wake up early enough. I didn't make enough time to do those things. But it's no, you're good. But it's very important to always do everything with intention. Like the conversation we were having off mic and off camera, as far as our businesses and stuff, and just our different ideas. And I was telling Jose, everything what I've learned from like failing. Sorry if you've seen a thumb up. My computer's weird. But everything I've learned so far, just failing, trying these different ideas at different times with different people, whatever the case may be, is that you gotta kind of put, especially if you're gonna like make a product and put a price on it, you gotta build intention to it, and you gotta sell a true story of whatever that is. And like I was telling you off mic, that's where I'm at. I want everything with intention. Everything I'm a part of, everything I do, there has to be intention in it. If not, I'm good. It's not for me. You know what I mean? So how do you view intention? Because like you said, the routine is important for you, and of course, we're human. We have days we just don't care and whatever, right? But what other parts do you feel like you need to start adding like that intention?
Back to the morning part for sure, because I stopped it. I let it go and stuff.
Yeah.
I used to have a morning routine, and it's to um, I thought it was pretty well because it was a bit of a stretch, a bit of like a kind of like a little bit of a wake me up and all that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But then this this beer basically I've kind of let it go and all that stuff, and I feel like that also has kind of contributed into kind of what's going on throughout the days and like throughout the weeks and stuff.
Of course.
I mean, I shouldn't let it attribute it just to that, because I've done other stuff that lead to those
Yeah.
outcomes and all that stuff. So it's morning starts off in a way, and then I also have more influence to it.
Mm-hmm.
Environment has influence, but yeah, like there are I do kind of go back and think about like, but that's kind of like what I missed, like the morning part basically. There's routine in the morning, or if it was before lunch or before bed, whatever, like I kind of go back to the like, oh man, like that wasn't doing that during these times, and then I go back and say like, so kind of like a small thing you can kind of wait, like a superstition thing to it or not superstitious thing to it, but like I think it gets you in the mindset at least, and then if you are in the mindset of it since the morning, since you start something, I think it carries you out through the day, and it makes it just better out throughout.
Yeah, and it's almost a choice of lifestyles. You know what I mean? Because if you're just kind of letting the days pass you by, you're letting your work week or hours pass you by, what's the point? You know what I mean? Like, are you really existing at that point? Because, I mean, regardless of what you believe, as far as right now, we only get one body, one life, right? As of right now, we're there's conversations about immortality, AI, yeah, but we can get into that too. But it's about just existing in every moment, even the simplest, smallest moment, from putting your toothbrush away, from making sure you clear the water from your sink after you washed your face or whatever, right? Just those simple things. It's just trying to exist in every moment. Because and I'm speaking from a place where I understand it, because I struggle a lot with it. Because sometimes, like just like Camilo just said, I mean, not exactly like that, because it's just sometimes I wake up in the dark and the sun can be really high, and everything around me can be going well, but that darkness is sometimes stronger. So to me, that's why it's important to always exist in every moment. Try to be present in every moment. And of course, some things become mundane. Thank you, Jose. Mundane and stuff, and routine. But that's exactly what I try to do. I don't want it to become mundane or routine. Like for example, like today, both of us obviously have our regular jobs. We worked all day, whatever the case may be, right? But look, here we are. We're shooting this quick little chat, this quick little stream, right? Yeah, of course we're tired. I'm tired. I think you just came from the gym, right? and stuff like that. But it's kind of making sure it doesn't become a routine doing these extra things. And yeah, they take a little more effort. Yeah, you might be tired. Yeah, you might just want to go home.
But then if it is part of routine, then it takes effort away. Because if I haven't done this, so my day's not over. I haven't made it to bed yet. I haven't been able to finish out the day yet. So it's still like it's part of my day. I have to finish this. It's still on my checker list, and so I have to finish it. So the routine afterwards makes part of the day as well. And makes you feel whole afterwards, and that's the presence from the day as well.
Whew, bars. God damn it, Jose. Somebody give him a book deal, ladies and gentlemen. God damn, that was beautifully put. But I agree. And just to quickly add to that is kind of trying to really design your life the way you really want it. Like those things you imagine in your head that, like, because the general public a lot of times, that's never going to happen. You know what I mean? But it's really trying to go for it, happen or not, but like at least trying to go for it. You know what I mean? So this moment right now takes a little effort. Yes, we're tired. Yes, we worked our regular jobs today, but here we are. This is cool. I enjoy this, right? But yeah, it's important, ladies and gentlemen. Shout out to the 5 viewers, to just to act with the existence and always be and try to actually enjoy everything, because that took me a while to understand. That took me a long time, because for a while I used to do things that I knew I wasn't going to enjoy no matter what, but I thought, yeah, exactly, but I thought that this is what life is supposed to be. Like for a while, like especially when I was younger, like early 20s for sure, even my teenagers stuff, but it's all a lie. Like it's not so, it doesn't have to be like that. Yeah, it takes a little more work to get what you actually envision, right? But it's possible, right? What do you think about that?
Yeah, I think the sort of image that we have during the moment, like I said, it's an initial moment and an initial vision that we have, and then the sort of habits that we have. But then afterwards, again, they can start helping you out, shaping you, and then always keep evolving as well.
Yeah.
But I think that if we can have some, like routine might be like the bad word. It might be cliche word right now because it's getting a lot of hate because it's a constant.
But we need it.
Yeah, there's
we're human. We need routine.
Yeah, there's some things that we need to do every single day that there's no questions about it.
Yeah.
And for that, some. Yeah, I think everybody can benefit from it.
Yeah.
And then at that as well as at everybody's pace, it's different stuff. You don't need
sure.
Nobody needs to follow, a 50, step kind of deal.
Yeah.
It's all tailorized, individually. Yeah.
Yeah, and then that's another way to unconsciously like push people to be better. You know what I mean? Like for example, if you don't mind me sharing on live today, but like since we started this thing that we're trying to do here, like I seen your energy pick up. I seen your motivation pick up. I seen you putting pressure on us. You know what I mean? And I don't think I've seen that side of you like that, right? And we are friends, and whatever the case may be. But it was cool to see that from you, because that means you do have that, but it had to be certain things to pull it out of you. You know what I mean? Because you do have that. You do have that hunger. You do want to grind some shit out. You do want to figure something out. You do want to try some things out, right? So can you walk me through that? Because I've noticed it, I observe it, and I'm very appreciative of it, and that's what I'm telling you here live. Like, so walk me through that process and just kind of you being more motivated these, I don't know, past 6 months, maybe less, maybe more.
Yeah. Well, awesome, man. I mean, I didn't think I was doing anything, so I appreciate that, some kind of smaller steps that I see myself as are some other bigger ones, that are taken outside, because that feedback, it's really good, dude. Like, it helps out, it keeps you going, and all that stuff. So like I said, in that my little routine, it kind of seems like how you said to you, there's bigger outside of it, because we hadn't seen it, we haven't
exactly
stuff. But again, it's all like personalized,
Yeah.
To me, it was like
keep talking.
Kind of like on the road, on the way back and home, and I could do a little bit of this, and I can come back into it, and then, so it's. I was looking to fit more time into it, and all that, and so a little bit at that as well. You know, if I'm making, you know, a little bit, even if one day or another day, then
Yeah.
you know somebody else can do another day or 2 day, you know, as well. So I think that's also kind of what helped me out right now, that I have this sort of like fallback.
Mm-hmm.
That if I do one, like you said, it kind of pushes somebody else to do another day or so. And then if somebody comes, then you know somebody else can, you know, it's here as well. And then so it's a big domino effect at the end that goes by.
No, yeah, and that's exactly what I mean. Because to me, when I started noticing that new, I was like, because that's what I need. Because a lot of the times I'm the person motivating a lot of people. I'm the person like talking people up and you know this and that. I'm like, I've always been that person in my family and my whoever's my friend I'm that guy. Like I'm the motivator. I'm like no, let's go. What do you mean? You know what I mean? But it's nice to get that energy returned back to me, because sometimes I struggle with finding inspiration. Sometimes I struggle with finding motivation, or even to give myself understanding of why I'm doing certain things. And that goes back to me, because I am human just like you or anybody else who's watching or listening, obviously, but I like that energy back, because that's what I need. That's what's going to inspire me. That's what's going to motivate me, and that's what's going to keep me going. And you know, when pressure gets hard or whatever trials we have to go through, but it doesn't matter, because if I know you're giving it like that type of energy, I'll be like, okay, so it's worth it. So it's actually working. Because, and not to go into any specific details, but I think the squad is is watching. I know, but because you know, at first, you know, I'm hopeful. Like I know what I can do. You know, I know how far I'm willing to go for certain things. But you, at the end of the day, you don't really know that in others. Like you don't. You can have great expectations and you can have great hopes for these things, that these people can do that too. But until you see it and you really just trying to see materials like in you, like Camilo, like Osvaldo, like Javier. Shout out to Katinsila. Go follow him on all platforms and go stream Monster, please. But it's nice. It's like, okay, so I wasn't wrong. My leap of faith was in the right, and like I'm telling you that because I wanted you to like know that, like, I appreciate that, fam. Like that's what I need. That's like if you ever think to yourself like how you can help me, it's just you need to just return that energy back to me, just how I give it to you, and that's all I need. And from there, like, you know what I mean? Because it just sets the vibe for everything else to go smooth and well, and just to have like a mutual understanding of where we're trying to steer the ship. You know what I mean? Because right now we got a couple ships, and we're really just, you know, trying to build from the ground up.
Yeah, and I mean, and the things goes back to you as well, you know, because again, kind of from you starting it and like kind of pushing it as well for everybody else, then you know, taking that step, and then a little bit as well, like different sort of viewpoints for it, different motivation. You know, like you're coming in for specific days and all that stuff. But the same thing, like that drive that you come here on 1, 2 days, 3 days, however many, you know, 5, 7 days, you know, you come, and then from there, like, oh, if you're coming in these many days, I can come in these days as well. You know, it might not be the same amount, but I can also give something. You know, and it kind of goes back to you as well, that if I come one day, then you can do another one, and if Osvaldo does, and then, you know, everybody can comes in. So I feel like that's that push as well from outside stuff.
Yeah, of course,
it's not the same that we're all doing. Well, in a way, we're doing the same stuff.
Yeah.
But then we're also here for different things, you know.
No,
of
course.
If you see somebody come here, then you're like, oh man, maybe I should come here too.
Yeah.
And then the same, if 2 of them, then maybe it should be 3 of us. And if it's 3 of us, then maybe it should be 4 of us. And if it's the 4 of us, then maybe it should be 5 or 6. You know, there should be all of us afterwards. So yeah, seeing more of us be here into it, it does, you know, also kind of push us, like kind of gravitate us to like, oh, I should come into this as well. So motivation all around, because you don't necessarily have to do the same thing. Just show that I'm doing something.
Right. No,
my intention is there. You know, my morning kind of started off in a positive way. Hopefully.
No, but it's, and like I always tell people when I even share that I have a studio or whatever, or we have a studio, is that it's not it's don't feel as if it's a challenge. Sometimes just showing up and sitting in the background is enough, because you never know what idea you might bring to somebody, or maybe out of nowhere we say something and you start speaking, and then we start building something else. You know what I mean? 'Cause sometimes just show up. You don't have to really do anything. just be around.
Yeah.
You know, catch a vibe, catch an energy. Like let's just try to figure something out. Cause a lot of times when people hear studio, in my experience, especially when in the audio engineer side of things, people like get scared. Like, oh, studio. Yeah, but it's a studio, but it's also like a place where you should be comfortable, just vibe out. You know what I mean? Because that's kind of the end. But I only bring this up, like I said earlier, and thanks for saying that too. It's what I feel like it's working out. Like I really do. Like like if I ever had any doubts, I don't have any no more. Like at all. Like I'm like I think, you know, we're just putting the plane together as it flies. You know, one wing is missing on one side.
It's taking off already. You know, like they hit that ramp, dude.
But but anyways, just to kind of reset the convo. So real quick, because I mean, I can admit I'm definitely a snack guy. I'm not gonna front. Like I try not to be, but I'm definitely a snack guy. Like I definitely gotta, and I be fasting, so sometimes I'm really looking for it, and I shouldn't, but I am. But you know, so if anybody in the chat, what's your favorite snacks out there, ladies and gentlemen? What's the favorite snacks? Let me know. So I'll start with you, Jose, because as you're a snack guy too, right? So what's your like top snacks, that your go-to snacks?
There's a whole lot.
Yeah.
There is like a certain sort of category I could break it down.
Okay, please, come on.
And that biggest category, which is like really kind of slides only into like one place, is just a sort of like crunchiness to it. You know, like this crunchiness is like crispiness to it. So, one of the first sort of options that I always kind of go to is some potato chips.
Potato chips, for sure.
Any kind, you know, I don't really discriminate other than the Cool Ranch ones. Like,
you don't like Cool Ranch?
Not really, not that much. But if there's like Valentina, some salsa around,
yeah, of course.
Something else, you know, pico gallo, whatever.
Yeah.
Like, you know, bypass it. It's good. But other than that, like, chips are okay. Some of my most favorite ones are just the casera ones, the most like standard, like no flavor, no just oil. These just like plain chips, you know, like the yellow Lays.
Basically. The yellow Lays, yeah.
But the casera ones, so they have like the bigger crunch and you know the better ones. So that, because you put salsa on them, you know, you could put other stuff in them and stuff, just makes it even better. So that crunchiness part of it, which is it, and like one of the easier options, quickest options is always some potato chips.
Yeah.
But if I could be at home, like. Some cucumbers is one of the coolest things that I like.
That during the summer?
Tajin, you know, some chamoy, limon, stuff like that. I like apples, chopped apples a lot. It gives me a little bit of a crunch. You know, sadly, oranges and pineapples don't give me a crunch, but I do like those sliced, you know, and with tajin and stuff like that. So I think more on it, honestly, it's also like this sort of saltiness, savory, like kind of spicy
crunch almost, right?
So it's the crunch part of it, but then also the flavor, because the chips also have to have a little bit of the spice, you know, to them, and have to have like some of the salt, whatever. And then if it's the like the veggies or the fruit, like sandía, piña and stuff, with tajin and the chamoy and like some other sort of spicy sauce, whatever kind of is. So the crunchiness part of it, you know, because it comes with some veggies and some fruits as well. And then, that sort of like saltiness, kind of chili flavor for it. So that's the biggest snack, you know. Other than that,
so chips with chamoy, lime, or some Valentina,
like some veggies that go with that, and some fruit that goes with that.
Yeah,
and like that sort of maybe crunchiness, crispiness, and then the spicy saltiness of it. That's the biggest thing. Because candy wise, sweet wise, not so much.
You're not like a candy or pastry guy that much?
Not really. I'll leave
that's
them
good.
That's
good.
You know, I do have some more favorite candies, which are the more spicier candies, like the more Mexican candies, candies.
Yeah.
You know, that come in with like salsas and chiles and stuff like that, like tamarindo and all that.
Yeah.
I like those candies for sure, but not so much for me to go buy chocolates or like any other cookies and stuff. I'll eat them.
But you won't go out your way to get them.
Nah, not really.
Well, you can't have both poisons. You know, you gotta pick one poison, because I think I'm on the opposite spectrum as far as that, because I'm more, Yeah, I'm definitely chocolate, gummies, and then pastries. Even though I think I do pretty good as not like with the pastries. Like I'll have one once, but
Yeah. Oh, Dupan. Yeah, Dupan is good, man. Whenever it's around, I'll eat some, dude. I won't
yeah,
deny it.
yeah. Like especially with like hot coffee, bro. I'm a sucker.
Anytime, dude. I don't
Yeah,
care.
I'm like, let's go. Why not? You know, let me dip this for a little bit. Let me feel good for 10 seconds. You know. But no, I was asking because we were talking about the seaweed. In the first time you tried the seaweed. Shout out to Camilo. I'm not gonna say that first part, but small hot dog. Not much into snacks. Yeah, you're definitely not a snacker, bro. You are a eater. Hot Cheetos with lime. Well, Jose. But you told me you're in, and I'm bringing it up again because I thought it was hilarious. So, what was your first experience like seaweed? Yeah, pass me it so I can show it on camera. No, you're good. So, what was the first time you tried seaweed? Talking about this seaweed, ladies and gentlemen.
I don't know if it was
Healthy,
that
good
seaweed
snack.
specifically.
But it was a seaweed. It was a seaweed.
Yeah, it was
Same
some
texture.
type of it. But I was in Grand Junction when I was going to school over there. And we were out partying, and some of our friends are from Hawaii, or like the islands out there and all that
Nice,
stuff.
nice.
You know, or like in those sort of areas and all that stuff.
In that college, there was a lot of those. I didn't know that.
I did, yeah.
It was like diverse in that way.
Yeah, I met quite a lot of people that were like from the Hawaii area, like the island area and stuff like that. So that was pretty cool. There were a lot of them. I met most of them during the time when I was in the rugby team.
Wait, you were on the
Because most
wait.
of them were in the rugby.
Wait, slow down. I said you can't just be dropping atomic bombs, bro, and just walking away. What do you mean you weren't with rugby? How long you do that for?
Just for a season.
So can you? Because I know rugby exists, and I know like that culture specifically. They're really into it. That side of that side of the world. So can you break it down to me? Was it closest to? Is it closer to cricket? Is it closer to like football, NFL? Is it closer? Was it what?
It's I think maybe closer to a little bit of like football, like the rule wise, like ball wise.
Okay.
But then also it's just like a mixture of it within soccer afterwards. So like there's certain rules where you can only pass the ball to your teammate backwards. It has to be like a backwards lateral pass, like to them.
Yeah.
And then that's like how you can travel the ball up. And if you want to have a forward pass, it has to be a kick. And you have to be in front of everybody else before they run.
Yeah.
And all that stuff. So, and like the kicks happen at like a random, well, not necessarily at a random time. It's supposed to be at a timed, time at a specific time. As compared to football, where like the punts and I guess the last down and all that stuff. In rugby, it's a kick. Basically, is kind of like to save your play because you're supposed to be running a formation that goes side to side. So have you ever seen some of the games?
I have.
Passing like and it goes like side, like across the field. So that's one of the strategies is pushing it down that way.
Yeah.
It makes every single body go this way, and once the ball goes to the final stage, or the final edge of it, then that person kicks it all the way over to this corner because everybody's supposed to be flooded over here, and then your final person can like jog up and like try to catch it. So that's one of the strategies placed for it, and that's why you push it this way to try to find and then one strategy for that, other than that, is within your like individual passes, you can find an opening in the middle and try to run through it as well.
So to get it across the other side of the field, that's the same way you score in rugby too.
Yeah. The to make it across, it's a backwards pass for your next player to be able to run it, or you have to be in front of all of your players in a straight line, and then be able to kick it for somebody else to chase it down.
Yeah.
So those are the two ways that you can travel the ball forward, and passing it backwards, and then you run a bit forward, and it doesn't matter because at one point you're gonna diagonally cross it to the left,
and
the other way diagonally to the right. So in a way you're always going left to right.
Is there like positions in rugby?
A lot, dude. There's
what were you doing?
I was just at the very end of it, man, because I was able to like catch the ball and kick it, and I was able to run.
Oh yeah, of course.
Stuff. So I was like the final defense, the final frontier for everything.
Yeah.
But there's a lot, man. There's about, I think like I want to say like 20 people on the team
Yeah.
or so, like on the field at the same time, man. Because like everybody's like at the same field, and there's about like 7, 8 positions. So we're supposed to be some of the bigger guys always in all the middle.
Yeah.
Everybody. That's where the ball gets passed to the side.
Yeah, for sure.
It's just like monsters and walls in the middle. So you're trying to run around them, towards the side, and that's how you kick it over them because. If you're one of the smaller guys, like trying to run through them, like, it's a bit tougher, and like that's where you see all the tackles and the like they run into each other, and like they form small little walls and stuff,
Mm-hmm.
and then you see them like run up to each other. They get the ball and like pass it back to the other person and stuff like that. So the middle part is like the most dangerous part.
Yeah,
that's where like all the heavy hitters and like people,
like
all the heavy, because
the big ones,
because they're not gonna be running so much.
Yeah,
they're only waiting around, for like somebody, So the middle part is hard until you cross it over to the side, try to take the edge, or if you can find an opening in the middle, then you're like almost home. But then there's also some kind of back players, like safeties, basically, like the sweepers, and all that stuff, and then they're the ones that try to finish out the last tackling and all that stuff.
So you played one season of that?
Yeah. And for that, it was mostly like training wise. Honestly, we went. I went to one game.
Okay.
Because it wasn't like the area that we had as well. Our team and the school. More the school. The team wasn't like fully established and never had like many people and all that stuff to like form like a full season and stuff like that. And then other schools in the conference also, they would go other places instead to go play because they never had this conference or whatever. So it was a bit of a newer program, but it was pretty good. Like the practicing and coaches, like everything was there, man. It's just I didn't know, so I was one of the first year players, so that was like an experience and all that stuff. But
I just learned something new about you. So I didn't know you were out here playing rugby out there in the mountains like that.
Yeah,
that's cool.
Yeah, that was fun, man. That was cool.
So, as far as excitement levels, what's like? Cause you've played football when you were younger, actual football, American football, and then obviously soccer, and then rugby. What's the most exciting one from your experience? Like that made you excited being on the field, being in the game. What's the most excitement driven one you would say for you?
I think the rugby.
Why?
Because it was a mixture of like tackling and football and all that stuff, So, I think with them playing soccer at times, there's always certain place and like people were like, dude, I just wish I could just knock you out, like run through you because dude, you like talking a little too much and stuff like that. So, rugby gave you that, you were able to like hit anybody basically because it wasn't too many like fouls, unless you were like super just like.
Just
like descarado, like if it was just like
too bad,
nobody
information
like
type
if it was
things.
like like you were like purposely like targeting, then there'd be trouble. But other than that, man, like basically you could run up into anybody that you wanted and like try to knock them down and all stuff. So I think that took away a lot of that like that fuel and like that energy that everybody was fair game basically. Because the play was running, so every other play was like a block. If you didn't have the ball, you can hit somebody and it would be a block. So there wasn't that many fouls either. So, but you had to be like pretty good with those like hits, blocks and stuff because there were fouls and shit like that. But yeah, you were able to release a whole lot more into it. So it didn't matter who it was, like just whoever was in front of you at that time.
Do you remember one time where you hit somebody that you can still like recall? And like, how was it? Like one time that you just probably lay somebody out. You didn't mean to, but it was just.
I think just most always in practice. I feel like in practice was always more the time where we had those things because
just like laying people out. It's too fast during the game.
It was a whole different thing, man. Like especially during that game that we played, man.
Yeah.
Oh man, like that was, like it was a cool ass game, man. But it was also one of the most like. I don't know what I kind of got into.
You're like, what is going on?
Like I made it in and stuff, and then like everybody else was talking about it, and like the way that they talked about it made it seem like this is like a movie, man. Like what are we doing, dude? Like, because the other team they were from, I think from like Las Vegas or like New Mexico, Nevada. I think from like At Nevada, I think they were for sure.
From the desert somewhere, for sure.
They were from like Las Vegas or not, but they were like from somewhere over there.
Yeah.
And so these guys, like in their program themselves, the school didn't like couldn't believe in them, so they didn't really necessarily have a program, man. Like to start off that, these guys didn't have a coach. Like they were their own coaches.
It was sad.
Like they were their own coaches. Well, paper wise.
Paper wise. Yeah.
They didn't have a coach and this, and like they were saying that they kind of funded the program themselves just because they like to play and all that stuff, and that they, they had their own travel vans and all that stuff. So they were all basically like just like a group of friends, basically.
Yeah.
Like, oh, dude, we're gonna go play against these teams. Like, let's go. Yeah. So it was basically that the school didn't have enough, and this, and like they were driving on themselves and all that stuff, dude. And then like to make it worse, man, like matters worse. I didn't even know this until like the day of the game.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of like the name of their school name, mascot name, team name, whatever.
Yeah.
Like this should have like given it away like from the get go. They should like dude, like we should.
What was the name?
Dude, their like nickname, team name, mascot name were called Los Vatos.
Oh.
Yeah, dude. Los Vatos.
It's hard to have some faith in that one.
Yeah, so I was like, dude, like, are we in the right sport? Like, what's going on?
Are we in the right sport?
Yeah, like, I've never heard no rugby.
Homies.
Los Vatos. I was like, dude, like, this is different things,
Who put these Mexicans in a different program?
Yeah. And
An after-school program.
And on that, dude, I was like, man, I like, who are these vatos, man? Like, what the fuck? Like, I've never heard. Like, I don't even.
Well, Mexicans play rugby.
Like, I don't even think Mexico knows rugby is a thing. Like I don't even think it recognizes rugby.
That's hilarious.
Like that, there's no Olympic team for rugby.
We have a basketball one, but we don't.
Yeah,
And baseball.
Have a football team.
Yeah.
Surprisingly, but rugby, like, nah, dude, never. And these guys were los vatos.
Were they actually vatos? Or just Mexicans?
Well, what they turned out to be were like Hawaiian, Samoans, like people from like islands and stuff.
But they just called themselves vatos.
But they were like
the lifestyle was there. It matched.
In a way, yeah. And then like I don't want to like group in things together and all that stuff, but
of course not.
Kind of like a little bit like with the Filipinos and stuff that they look more Mexican and stuff like that, and like some Japanese was that like they be shaving their heads and like they followed.
It was the cholo culture, for sure.
Their colors were like just black and gray.
Oh, man, that's
black
easy.
And gray. A couple of them were like just bald headed. I mean, that's also like their style out there.
Yeah.
So they were like bald headed. Some of them had some braids and stuff like that. So like everything like just resembled like Hispanic culture and stuff because like patos, dude, like bald headed. And, some braids and shit, like tiny ass little mustaches and all that. Dude, I was like, man, like this. Like,
what kind of?
Here? I was like, dude, like go play in the national team in soccer so we can win some games.
Kind of like, inside that shit is out there.
Yeah, But yeah, like that was the coolest, like sort of training wise of what I guess because it was like a mixture of all that. Like I said, you can finally hit somebody and like you wouldn't get in trouble, and unless it was like just weak.
But you don't have no pads, right, in rugby?
No, nothing at all. And that's also one of that's one of the things I was hesitant about first because I was like, well, there's no helmets, there's nothing. What's gonna happen?
Yeah.
Like how are you gonna supposed to tackle and all that stuff? But then when I made it more into the practices and all that stuff, then I started to realize that it's a little bit more safer actually because you're protecting yourself at all times.
Yeah.
Like when you go tackle somebody, you make sure your head is out the way first. Like you're not going just straight with your forehead because you have a helmet on.
For sure.
Like you don't have nothing if you go forehead first. You're gonna get like a hole in there because you're gonna you're gonna have a dent in there. So if your head is free, you're gonna be like, I'm gonna move it this way, or I'm gonna like do something, hit you somewhere different. So it becomes a bit safer that way. But then it is also a bit more gruesome because it's just like boom, just straight on head to head basically.
Yeah.
And like from there, man, like everybody is just built, dude. Everybody's like crazy,
just
man. Like
big old dudes, huh?
Yeah, like that sport there too, man. Like compared to the football. Compared to like the linemen and like the linebackers, that might be some of the bigger guys. And they're like all of them basically were just like that. And then obviously you have like the more outside squirter ones that are like more the skinnier ones, smaller, more faster ones, because that's the position wise. But yeah, man, like in rugby, yeah, you see like a bigger difference that like this sport is just much more demanding than like any other one.
What was the injuries you've seen in rugby?
It was just like hitting, tackling, or like somebody like would They're like bump heads or like something like somebody would just like kind of go on the ground like
Yeah.
for a bit, but it was mostly that honestly. And then on the tackles, every once in a while like the wrap ups,
Yeah.
you know, maybe some ankles, maybe some a knee that gets kind of like stuck in there, whatever. But other than that, like more normal injuries. Like I said, you would think it would be more
Yeah.
injuries, but nah, man.
Just regular. Just
Yeah,
just
'cause-
almost less
Yeah,
to a certain degree.
Because everybody like checks. You look out for your head, man.
Yeah.
You know, like you're not like just blindly gonna go with your forehead. You know, like it's much different.
You're more
actually-
conscious.
You're gonna actually put your shoulder to it. You know, you're
Yeah.
actually gonna do like an actual.
You're gonna
proper
lift your
tackle.
head.
Yeah, like you're not just gonna go in there just like like chest forward.
You just get hit and stuff.
Yeah. So
Damn. Well, I didn't know you had that rugby in you, man. That's cool. I learned something new.
yeah.
So before we went into this rugby rabbit hole from Jose, I love it though. I appreciate it. So what were you were about to get into your experience with seaweed?
Oh, yeah. It wasn't really all of them from the football, not for the football team, from the rugby team, but there was a couple of them from there, and then from before also like my other friends kind of knew them a bit,
Yeah.
and so we were just out there hanging with them and like partying and all that stuff.
Mhm.
And like towards the end of the party, when everybody's like that final part of it, like kind of lights are on, and everybody's just chilling at the end. And,
Yeah.
and, like snacks are out finally.
Yeah. Finally.
Yeah,
Fucking
they're
Jose.
like, like they're like, yeah, let's go
He's
eat,
like, finally
you know,
they brought
like-
the snacks.
like, let's go
Fucking
eat something.
starving.
You know, like I've been here all day. You know, just now.
Just Well, so that's how Jose be thinking, ladies and gentlemen. Like if you guys ever meet this guy and he's just quietly, he's talking shit. He's like, "Capenas."
And I don't-
I'm fucking with you. But you were saying, Jose?
But yeah, so like the party ended and all that stuff, and we were just out there like listening to like the final songs, having like those final talks and shit, like with the light on and all that stuff, like just chilling afterwards.
Was it cold
Uh,
after, like around that time? I imagine that to be cold as you're describing it.
a little bit. I think maybe like around this time or so.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, maybe around this time, like
So like
October-ish or
fall,
so. Yeah.
autumn.
Yeah, and so yeah, we just went afterwards. Like we went to the basement because that's where like the final party was at and all that stuff, like from the house. And they brought it out, man. But I had never seen it. I didn't even know what it was.
So what was your honest like first reaction when you seen
I was
like the
like-
little texture green things?
I was like, man, like this is so thin. I was like, this like I'm gonna need 50 of these.
You're like,
You know,
damn,
it's
they're
like-
gonna have to bring some more
And, like,
seaweed.
paper wax. I was like, dude, like what are y'all gonna eat, man? Like,
You're like, what are y'all gonna eat?
yeah,
huh?
like I could probably like stack 3 of those and like take a bite.
Just to complete one full
Yeah,
bite.
you know, like, to just feel like full, just feel good bite.
just to feel like I'm doing something.
Yeah, you know, like, okay, I got some flavor in this.
Oh, shit, that's funny.
And so,
So you saw it,
like,
and
it
then
was just that, yeah. Like at first, I was like, okay, cool, and like everybody just went in for it, you know.
Mhm.
Like it was just like the bag and stuff that they had, the box, and then everybody just went in for it. I was like, dude, man, like what are they giving away, you know? Everybody just like, I got one and all that stuff, and I was like, all right, let me try one, man. And when I first bit into it, like it had the crunchiness and like some part of the saltiness of it. But
Yeah.
it went a little bit more into the saltiness, and then the crunchiness went away right away,
right.
and it kind of went into a sort of paper-like kind of thing, and it kind of
Mm.
dissolved, and I kind of got stuck a bit like real quick, and I was
Yeah.
like, oh, man, like what's, I don't know.
What was the flavoring that you were getting at that
Uh,
first bite or that first strip of seaweed?
I tasted it just salty, like saltiness, you know, which like to me was like, okay, cool. Like it matches with the crispiness, crunchiness of it,
Mhm.
which was fine with me. But after that, was like once it kind of got mixed in and I felt it kind of like a bit dissolved, but kind of get stuck. I was like, oh, I don't know if this is
This is for me.
This is it, you know. I was like, dude, like, is there something else? Like, is there some goldfish out? Like, you know, like something, man. Like,
This is some goldfish. That's hilarious.
and then after that, a little bit afterwards, I don't know if it's part of the actual thing that it's part of like the snack or whatever,
Mm-hmm.
but they pulled out some rice afterwards.
Right.
And on that rice that they had, it turned out to be like everybody just like took a scoop, basically. So you got one of the, I don't know what to call them, like wraps or whatever. Like
Yeah, you would
strips.
you
got,
you
like, a
grab the
strip.
strip and you basically grab it
Yeah,
with your
so
hand,
yeah,
like a tortilla, casi, right?
Yeah, and like, but you had to be like a little bit quicker than that stuff because since it's like crispy, like kind of solid and stuff, it'll break sort of way.
Yeah.
So in a way, it was like you fold it in half and then you try to like pinch some part of it and stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, so it was like a tortilla, like a pinch of some rice. And
So how was that
like
bite with the rice? You're like, this is where the carbs are at.
I mean,
the
afterwards,
rice.
yeah, I was like, okay. I mean, like, there's some more stuff to it. You know, like, there's some good things to it. You know, afterwards. But then I also was like, I don't just want to eat a lot of this. You know, because like it did afterwards, I was like, yeah, it's cool, it's good. You know, like,
It's a
I like
cool
it.
snack.
It's good. I was like, you know what? I feel like I can maybe go drink now. You know, when I already had like whole day going, and it kind of like took it away. So I was like, this is pretty good.
Oh, okay.
You know, like the rice, yeah, it came like the carbs and everything absorbed and everything, so it made me feel better after. So maybe that's kind of the reason why.
It was like comfort food almost, right?
A little bit,
yeah, a little bit,
I'm
right?
thinking,
Maybe
yeah.
it's. I'm pretty sure on like the Asian side of things, I think it's more of like that's a comfort thing for them. I think
a little bit, yeah, because I started to feel like a little bit full and stuff with it, but then I also, like I said, I felt that the rice kind of was absorbing stuff. And then so that afterwards, everybody.
I need another drink, Cosette said.
Yeah.
After the seaweed in the rice. So, well, just kind of staying on the food topic conversation. How do you view food? And what I mean by that, like for me, I view it as almost a hobby, something that I actually enjoy when I get to sit down and enjoy a meal. And it might be simple as far as just eggs, or it might be something really nice, whatever the case may be. But to me, it's like a joyous moment. To me, food is no longer about energy. Food is no longer about survival in my head. I've switched my mind to view food as an enjoyment, as like actually being able to sit down and just enjoy a meal, from the simplest thing to whatever else you can think of as food. And so from your perspective, just moving on from the snacks to like the actual food, because I always think about food, and we don't give it its proper attention unless you're like a chef, unless you're a line cook somewhere or whatever the case may be. But like I almost think we have to rethink what food is to us and why we eat it. Because at this point, if you're eating it for survival, well, in your situation, you might be, right? Because people do struggle for sure. But what is your kind of overall thought when you like consume, when you think about food? What is it for you?
At times, it kind of goes just into the survival part of it, because you know it's the meal of the day. You know, to start it off, or you know, to be able to midday and finish. You know, or kind of refuel something at the end if I can.
Yeah.
So sometimes it's just that, you know, it's just like this automatic. I have to have something in the morning, whether it's.
Do you breakfast every morning? Are you a breakfast guy?
I try to, yeah. I've tried to, and I've been slacking for sure, like in this past, like for sure, months and all that stuff. But
yeah.
I do try to have breakfast twice, maybe 3 times a week if I can.
Okay,
I try
okay.
to cook it. But like even on that too, like sometimes it's just it's morning, I have to get it done and
that's it.
Get to it, you know, because I have all the stuff to do. But then there are other times where I'm like, let me put this into it, or let me do this instead, or you know, let me only do it, you know, for these, you know, cook it for on this side for this second, and let me cook it for this side, you know, stuff. So there are very once in a while where I try to do everything more like meticulous with it and see if that adds any sort of flavor to it.
Yeah.
You know, and at times I'm like, yeah, it gives you something different, but also like during those times I'm like, that kind of. I don't know if it's kind of worth it, you know, a little bit extra flavorish, and you know, equivalent to the extra time and effort and this and this. Like,
So do you enjoy cooking? Shout out to the 3 viewers. Like the video, please share it. Shout out to No Breakfast Game, Mr. No Breakfast Game, the team member in the chat.
No breakfast game, no lunch game, no snack game, no water game,
no human thing.
No nothing game, dude. Like.
No, but just real quick, because we're making the joke, but just to let you continue on, I'm with that. I don't I think it's been years now that I don't consistently eat. And when I do, it's probably like on a Sunday where I could just really sit down or go somewhere and just enjoy myself, and I don't really have a hectic day. But yeah, just like no breakfast gain. Like to me, I can't eat breakfast no more because I feel breakfast slows me down towards the rest of my day. But before I go any further than that, so do you like to cook? Is that something you like? Do you enjoy? I mean, I think everybody should learn how to cook. I think it's important just to know.
Yeah, I agree. I think it's something like important for everybody.
Yeah.
Just to start doing some whatever, and then cook whatever highest craziest thing you can do afterwards.
Yeah.
I mean, I like it, and then I don't like it, because it's that time where everything gets cooked and it's by me, and everything goes like well that way, and I do like it that way. But then also it's like I have to do it. I have to cook, So
I have to cut up the thing.
So then no, I don't like it that part. But yeah, I mean, yeah, it's good. I'm not into at this moment where I'm checking like, oh, I did 2 pinches of salt and it tasted this way, or
You're not there yet.
I added, this instead of this, and it tasted this way.
Yeah.
Like this is what the internet said. So there we go.
Yeah.
And then it ends up tasting pretty well. That could also just be biased because chef wise.
Of course.
It, so it has to be good.
Of course.
You can't like critique your own stuff.
No, yeah. You have a natural bias. So what's the favorite meals? What's the meals that you kind of reward yourself when you feel that you can reward yourself? What's the go-to for Jose?
I think it's just always breakfast.
So break down the spread. And then I'll give you mine. What's the breakfast spread when you do it?
If I do have like a cooking and it makes it well, I think it's the breakfast one because I feel like I try to give it more intention and more importance as well.
Yeah.
But yes, like for in the morning, it's just some eggs. 2 eggs if I can, and depending how I feel, if it's gonna be scrambled eggs with whatever,
¿Con qué?
Well, like some hot dog,
¿Qué más?
Weenie, if it's gonna be some bologna, salchichon, whatever it
is.
If there are some meats, that were maybe
left over,
yeah, like
make yourself a good little omelet.
Those, yeah, if I could get some veggies, some potatoes, and all that stuff, do that. So if it's like just for scrambled wise, I'll do that, and then also if there's rice, I'll just like make some fried rice afterwards and take it after my breakfast.
How's your fried rice?
I think it's pretty good, man.
What you
all the
put in your
kids
fried
at
rice?
home like it.
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
your nephews and nieces and stuff?
Yeah, so, I think that's also a good thing because, little kids, man, like, they're very picky.
Yeah, they are. They don't eat anything nowadays, bro.
I think if they eat that, then, it's something pretty good. So, and that could be cooked at any time.
That's a fact. No, that's a fact.
So,
fried rice is essential, I think.
Yeah.
Regardless of your culture.
Yeah, so after breakfast, like, if I have some little bit left over or whatever, then I'll do that as well. So yeah, like the scrambled there with the other stuff, omelet style if I can as well, and then lately as well, I just started to do, man, I don't even know like the names, like over easy or something set up. Whatever.
Yeah, no, you.
Like
That's it.
I just crack it on the pan.
Yeah.
And, like leave it and like it starts to like boil.
Yeah.
That's not even the right word, but it
starts to cook.
Yeah.
You're not making a boil. There you go. Say it starts to cook. You throw a little, a little oil on it. Yeah.
It starts to start frying all that stuff. Like actually like cooking and stuff. And then so from there, like it starts cooking, and I flip it. And at this moment, I don't like a runny yolk.
You don't like the yolk?
No, not right now. So
okay.
I leave it. I let it cook. So I leave it more there. And that's one thing too. Like. I didn't like this type of eggs at all because I thought they were like weird and this and this. And
like runny or non-runny?
Yeah, like that's it's because I don't know the name.
Dilo en español.
The Spanish side. Well, the estrellado.
Estrellado, sí.
Yeah. Like
we
that,
talk Spanish here.
Like,
we speak
really
Spanish here.
Because of how it looked.
It just threw you off. It's a little slimy.
Yeah, I was like, oh, I don't know. Especially how my dad likes it, where he likes to like really runny. Where as soon as he like kind of dips into it, like, oh, I got
like he still has some of the baby chicken in there.
It's like if he has a dip, dude. Like the egg is there, and he'll get a tortilla, and he'll be like.
No, I'm the same, bro. I'm the same because I've had the experience where when I was younger, because I had to learn how to like make myself an egg early on, And the first times, I almost threw up. I was like, because that little white part didn't cook enough. And I'm still to this day, I'm picky.
Yes.
Like if I'm not making them, I really gotta trust you and know you, and I gotta know that where like that consistency. Because I do like it runny, definitely do. But I don't need the little white lines where it's stick. No, I don't need that part. Like, they're just thinking about
like
it. Yeah.
So on that, like I took a while for me for that because I was like, no, I need to cook it on my own. Like I need to be able
for sure.
to, cook it and then be able to tell somebody do it this way. Because I just can't tell somebody like, oh yeah, give me that, because they're gonna give me their version. How they like it and stuff. And I mean that's cool. You'd like it there, like cool. You want to show it to somebody else, awesome. But for me there, I was like, nah, man, I can't. So I had to learn to cook it on my own, and I just like had to. And that was just like one day. One day I just woke up and I was like, you know what, dude, I need to eat it this way, because I started to see it. To me, I felt like I was wasting too much time, and I was like wasting food and stuff like that, because there's some burgers that have like the egg on top, like you just ate that chicken sandwich that had the egg, so there's that. Like ramen has the egg in there like that. Like there's many other foods that have just the egg like that. I'm like, it looks really good, but I'm like, it's because the egg, and I never wanted to, but now that I cook it, like I'm getting more used to it, eating it and stuff, maybe I can ease down to having it a little bit more runny, a little bit more, and like test to see like how much I can. Because like those burgers look good, those sandwiches look good. Like I said, when it goes in the ramen, like other places, like it looks good. So I'm always like,
have you added in a ramen yet?
At times, yeah. But I leave it as well at the very end, so I can like cook.
Just in case.
Yeah, but yeah, man, like I said, like and I've had to do it because, like I said, I felt like I was wasting time, like with vegetable, with like the cebolla and the cilantro in the tacos. Yeah, it was a waste, man. Like telling people like no verdura, no cebollas, and they still did it. Yeah, they still put it on. So I was like, and the cocteles and everything. So it's easier just to eat it that way because they're gonna put it anyways. So it was. I felt like I took much more time digging out the cebolla, digging out this. I was like, dude.
So you were one of those that you definitely first, you're taking out the vegetables. Damn, son.
Yeah, at first I was like, yeah, I don't want none of that. I don't want any of that. And then afterwards I was like, why am I crying, man? Like, I got a fucking mustache and got a hair on my chest.
You're like, why am I taking out vegetables out of my plate right now? Why am I making them to the side like they got rabies?
Yeah. Like I pump gas on my own, dude. Like fuck, dude.
I put on my own shirt.
Yeah.
What the fuck is going on?
Yeah. So like, why am I fucking scooping out a tiny cebolla?
just to be picky.
Yeah. So
oh, that's hilarious.
Man, like boom, taco is just like that, dude. Because you're
todo.
Because you're gonna ignore me anyways. So, like you're gonna look at me and say,
nah, you need everything.
Nada? And they're like, sí, sin nada. Good. And you're gonna give me extra. So
ni él se la cree.
Yeah,
Dale todo.
So I was like, dude, like just give it to me, dude. Like I don't even care. I'll put more on if you want.
Yeah, that's hilarious.
So on the egg, like that, it went that way too. I felt that I was missing out because that burger, with it and everything else, and I was like, man, dude, might as well. So I cooked it one day, but I was like, nah, man, I'm not gonna let it be runny, because if you're looking at it, you're gonna check it. Like, it's not gonna get burnt because I'm here.
I got it. It's my baby.
If it starts to look too much, then I'll just leave it, and then maybe that's done. So I just like looked at it and stuff, and then from there, I even the very like final check and like first check. Like, with the spatula, dude, I cut it like straight in half, like at the yolk, and like nothing came out, and I was like, oh yeah, it's good.
The texture was flubbery enough.
Yeah, like everything was
I can handle
that.
It was
all like that. I was like, okay, I've seen that before. And so I was like, that's good, that's fine.
Oh, that's funny.
Like that kind of looks like egg salad kind of deal. So I was like, I'm there. I'm there.
I like it. It worked out. What I seen in my head is there.
Like, I can pass it. It'll be alright. Like I had other stuff to back up. I had like some other like beans, papas, and like
of course, the beans and papas.
So I was like, in case it goes bad, I got other stuff to eat as too.
That's hilarious, fam. So real quick, shout out to the 6 viewers. Please share it. And if you're in here, just like it. Doesn't cost you anything. And if you're part of my team, you better be liking this video. You know who you are. Shout out to the chat. I got huevos con tortilla abajo. What do you think about that one?
con tortilla abajo.
It's when the tortilla's fried.
Like a tostada kind of deal.
Yeah. What do you think about that situation?
We do that, man. That's one of the ways that we have that we eat the huevos estrellados.
Yeah.
In like a tostada form.
Sí.
So we leave we'll leave the tortilla on, like cooking it.
Yeah.
We'll just leave it more, hasta que se va tostando. So like that, like sometimes if we don't have tostadas, which is you make the tortilla the tostada.
Yeah.
But yeah, so even that one is a little bit more cooler at times because it's like a smaller tortilla size and like the egg kind of fits perfectly. You know, like she's estrellado on top.
Yeah.
It just fits there, and so you just like tostada like eating it around. I mean, if that's what they're saying,
nah,
así abajo.
I'm pretty sure that's what it is. There's only one version. You know, I like to do with that. Either the whatever salsa or whatever pico de gallo or jalapeno, and then where the egg is a little runny, and break like a little corner of the fried tortilla and just dip it.
Yeah, see, and like from there, like at first I was like, nah, dude, I'm cool on that. I'll pass.
You gotta try it one time, Jose.
You know, like when I was a little bit more younger, I was like, dude, like, do that stuff in your room, man. Like, jeez, dude.
That should not be allowed outside in front of the kids.
Yeah, like, dude, do you know Jesus looks at you all the time? You know?
Oh, fucking Jose. Just imagine looking at you now like, what is this man doing right now, man?
Yeah.
This is my dad, huh?
Yeah.
So, okay. So, you described kind of your ideal breakfast plan, how you like to get down. What's the ideal lunch? And I'm asking you when you're not working, when you got some time on the weekend, when it's more, you know, more on that perspective. What's the ideal lunch for you? What do you like? Are you a big steak guy? You like stuff like that? You like a big meat guy? Pause.
I do. I don't know if I'm gonna let that be like the whole plate only. You know, I like to have other like sides as well, like some.
So what's the ideal lunch for Jose? Like if
I'm doing it on my own.
Yeah, on your own or with your family, or let's say one day, you know, the squad wanted to take you out to celebrate your birthday or something. Like where's a good spot like to take you, or that you would enjoy the food, or cook you maybe even. You never know.
I don't know. It's because like it's different, man. Because I think like barbecuing is like a pretty like standard thing for everybody, and so everybody can make, you know, like a steak. Everybody can make.
I think
burger,
so. And anybody can make a steak and a burger.
And so, like on that side there, like if it's gonna be like meat wise.
So
like,
you're a barbecue guy for sure.
I mean, I like it. I think that's a cool thing there as well. But like the fried rice, I think that's a cool thing. You know, eating that like with rice, chicken,
like on the side
and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, or that's like all of the more of the meal of it, then you know be more
than the meat.
That. Yeah, like have more like bigger chunks and like have it be better into it. But
yeah.
So I think like if I were to cook for other people, I think it would be like a barbecue, like carne asada, something like that. Maybe the rice and stuff like that. But
what's the rice, white or fried rice?
Like the fried rice kind of deal, like
kind of style.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
okay.
Something like that. Maybe like with some noodles, if anything instead, like switch it off. But yeah, and then I think like on my own, every once in a while, and it's one of like the quickest things that I do, and like I don't really like lose any like, I don't know, like flavor to it. I guess it's just easy, like more healthy things too. So
yeah, of course.
I cook like some veggies, and it'll be like some chicken or be some shrimp. Like on the air fryer. I think that's one of the coolest things.
Yeah, of course. Lovely
that's
thing.
One of the things, you know, like it's veggies and shrimp. You know, veggies and chicken, veggies and you know some other stuff. So like that would be more on like the afternoonish type. Cause like I said, that's more than I feel like. It's just kind of get through it and all that stuff. Because also like towards the end of the day, I would like to have more time to be able to cook more and all that stuff. But yeah, like for now, breakfast is more the one that takes over. But when I was in Grand Junction, like cooking at the end was like dinner time. It was pretty cool because when we lived in the house with my friends, there was a time where we all kind of cooked for each other.
And this is the time you were still going through college and stuff over there, right?
Yeah. I was still in college. That was like 2015 maybe or so. And like once a week or so, we were all cooked for us at the house.
Yeah.
One person would cook for everybody.
It was their turn, or whatever the case
Yeah,
may be.
and like from there, just cook whatever and all that stuff. But in there, I think that I was cooking more like during lunchtime because that was when I was at the rugby time, practicing and going to the gym and all that stuff. And then the school terms as well, like it was the training wise and all that stuff. So the cooking was the eating part, the lunchtime. I think was more the ones that they like told us to follow more often for rugby and all that stuff. So we would cook just like chicken patties and stuff like that. Like if anything, some burgers, or like chop it up at the end and make some pasta with it, all that stuff. I used to make burgers as well, man. Like handmade ones, man. I would get the ground beef and all that stuff.
And like construct and everything.
The egg and everything, like make the patty and all that stuff.
When's the last time you made hamburgers?
In school, dude, that day, that year or so, maybe like 2016 or so.
Damn.
It's been a long time since I made the actual patty. Like
you and Camilo need to have a cook-off.
Like that back then, like I was more into it. And then pizza. I used to do a lot of pizza.
What's the Jose pizza? Break that down for us.
I like the thin crust of it, again, maybe because like the crunchiness part of it, but
yeah.
And then one thing, because it was, I thought it was a little bit more quicker to bake and easier to bake. Yeah. So yeah, like in the same, like during school, there were some times when if I was cooking, or during the weekends, man. So because one of my friends used to make some beer.
Oh, his own beer?
Yeah, homemade beer.
How that tastes?
Like beer. Free beer.
Sorry, Jose. Jesus.
Like
sorry,
beer.
My ignorance.
It tasted like some great beer.
But was it strong?
Yeah, yeah. It was like more of a standard beer and stuff. I wouldn't say that it was 2-3 times higher than the beer, but it was good.
So you were making pizza. Homie was making his own beer.
Yeah.
Damn, had a good old time.
Yeah, like I would make beer and not beer. I made pizza. And I would have it all planned out.
Yeah.
Like I would wake up in the morning and I'll put the flour and the yeast and all that stuff, like mix it up.
Yeah.
Water it, like mix it and all that stuff, and I kind of cover it, let it rise. I would go to school, go through my stuff, all those things, and then if I had some time, I'll come back and check on to see like how it rose, or if I had to take it off at that time and put it in the other pot and all that stuff, just so we can like expand it as well a little bit differently. And there, go to the gym, go to practice, do whatever, and then at the very end, like once it was done, it was lifted and all that stuff, I would knee it, just like fucking fall dead, all that stuff. And then at times I would try to like stretch it, and I'll try to toss it as well a little bit, but just kneading it, doing this. I even bought a big like pan.
Yeah, where you can like extend it, extend the dough on it.
Make it the circular. I even bought like a big one of that. I have a roller pin, a cutter, dude. Like it was a pretty good thing. And like afterwards, at the end of the day, because once you cook it, it was pretty quick. Yeah. Once it's in the oven, it was honestly like 30-40 minutes for it to bake and rise at the very end of it, and that was it. And then because the toppings for it, they're already thin enough for them to be cooked at a small time, and if they happen to be a little bit raw, then it's okay. Like nothing really matters. For like the pepperonis and stuff like that. So yeah, we would be baking some pizza after the gym, after school and all that stuff, and then all of the times when there were some fights.
Of course.
Were, like boxing fights, UFC fights and stuff like that.
Are you a boxing fan?
Or
more of UFC fan right now?
I mean, both of them. I've always enjoyed both of them because I was in wrestling, and then high school and stuff, and then in college as well. That was a whole different thing, dude. Like that's craziness, dude.
What do you mean?
College wrestling, collegiate wrestling.
Oof,
that's insane,
that word.
Man.
Yeah, that word alone.
Like that even changes, like it's not even college wrestling; it's collegiate wrestling.
Yeah, you breaking a bone in practice if you don't get your shit together. Dude. Like, yeah, I can imagine.
Those days were crazy, man.
So how long did you wrestle for?
On that one, we weren't technically supposed to be in it, so they only let us like one semester because it was it was really weird because they had the class in like the overall system for everybody to join in.
It was an option for everybody.
Yeah, like an elective, like a gym class, whatever. But apparently, everyone kind of knew that only the school team wrestling
Yeah.
go into that,
Yeah.
because that was another like second practice or whatever, second day, whatever.
Yeah.
And so everybody kind of knew that, but there wasn't no restrictions.
Right,
Like,
right.
nothing happened when you signed up. Like, nobody told you anything, nobody asked anything,
Yeah.
and all that stuff. And so when we signed up for it, we were thinking that it would just be like in one of the gyms, like the regular gyms that they have for all those students out and everything.
Yeah.
And then because it was one of my friends, and he actually kind of went more into some MMA kind of stuff and all that stuff. So a couple of fights, and like he practices a lot right now as well. I think it's jiu-jitsu that he does a lot more.
You wouldn't do that?
I think not right now, dude. Like how my knee is.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah,
My fault. Yeah, you're right. Yeah.
That stuff is gone. But
All right. Sorry.
but yeah, man. Like yeah, we were like he was in it. Like we signed up because of him.
Yeah.
Both of us were like, dude, like let's just do this because
Yeah.
it's just more cardio and whatever.
Yeah.
Let's see what's up and all that stuff. But yeah, like we didn't know that it was the school's team actually. Like the school fucking coach was there. He was actually a teacher and all that stuff.
It was
and,
as actual serious.
yeah, but it wasn't like practice. It was like a different type of thing, but it was like practice in a way as well. And so, from there in high school, I was wrestling. Sometimes I would wrestle people that would like me.
Mm-hmm.
A year, maybe 2 years worth of training, and that was it.
What was your weight around that time? Just to get an idea of that.
In high school, man, I was pretty small. I was like 145, 155.
So this is high school?
When I first started.
Yeah, okay.
And I was like 155 and all that stuff. In college, it wasn't even that much higher up. I was like 160, 170 or so.
10 more pounds.
Yeah, like it wasn't that much, man. But yeah, like once we were in the high school, like I said, same people, 1 year, 2 years that were wrestling, and we were kind of like head to head and stuff.
Yeah.
But once we made it into like college and we just saw them and we were supposed to be considered like a little bit smaller of a school as wrestling wise at least.
Yeah.
But these guys, man, like these guys were wrestling since they were like 3. All the ones in there, they were wrestling since 3, dude. Like none of them had ever, the least that they had wrestled 5, 6, 7 years.
Damn.
Like that's how deep they were into it. They're born into this basically stuff. So
Yeah.
you can tell, you can notice like how they are because of how they like position everybody else. Like not necessarily them.
Yeah.
That's what they were like making the other person do.
Right.
And so like seeing them there, I was like, man, this is craziness, man. And that day, that practice was only for like 40 minutes or so. Because mostly like during the first part of the like the class practice, we always played some game, and it was one of them was kind of like wrestling related, and it was like Shark and Minnows, which is
Wait, say that again. Shark and Minnows.
Shark and Minnows.
That's a cool word. What does that mean?
I don't know if I'm like saying it right or not, but Minnows is like it was supposed to be like a mermaid, like a seal, like some other.
It's
stuff.
the Latin word, isn't it?
I'm not sure.
Like
man.
or like water creature or something or sea
like that.
creature or something
Yeah,
like that.
because we were like on opposite sides.
Yeah.
So you were either a shark or you were a minnow, and you had to make it to the other side. And like when you were crossing the other side, if somebody stopped you, you had to push them to your like keep pushing them to your side. So
Yeah.
you keep pushing them forward. So somebody would get pushed back to your backside, and then if they made it to your half, then you would like turn over, and
Yeah.
you would have to like fight against your people and try to pull them back to the other side.
And that was just practice?
That was like the start of it. That was like a
Okay.
warm-up.
Oh.
So it was that, but it was wrestling. Like
Yeah.
we had to be down, and we had to be like crawling and doing this, and like we had to do just moves
Yeah.
to try to get the person to fall back. And like what was the hard part of it was that you can team up, and like it wasn't like checkers and anything else that if you make it over, then you get like more power ups. Like nah, it was like at the end like who was able to get more people on your side. So you could team up. And if it was like 5 guys, then 5 guys go against 1, and you pull them back, and then you have 6 guys,
Oh,
shit. And so like that kind of what it was that they would kind of group up on one person, but then like everybody would join in because they knew it that if they pulled 1, then it was like 1 less against all of them, and then 1 less and 1 less. So then like at the end, like at times it was just this big ass struggle, like kind of like rugby, like a scrum. Like everybody was just like back in the fucking like not doing anything, dude, because everybody was just pushing.
Yeah.
And so Like that was one of the game warm ups. There was other one, dude, like that we played was pretty cool. It was a dodgeball game, like nothing related to like wrestling, but it was a dodgeball game. And like the only rule that we had was that we could only take 2 steps before we could throw a ball. And like so, and then like from a line, like we had a I guess like a little bit of a run up.
Yeah.
He would give us, but he would say from this line you can only take 2 steps and then you have to throw. It's like, and if you don't throw, then you're out of luck because somebody can throw it at you and stuff like that. So you can take like 2-3 steps to get some wind up, and then one more 2 steps, and then you like launch the ball.
Was that to work on footing, on general footing, on knowing your placing on the mat?
I think a little bit after that, yeah, like just basically being able to be under your feet, you know, because if you have a quick run up, if you have smaller steps, then your first 2 steps are gonna be right there, you know. But if you have a quick one, then you can try to jump over, and then your momentum also like moves you around and that stuff. But so yeah, most of it was just being able to find your space and knowing what to do like on one foot. Because from the first step that you took, somebody else kind of runs in, and then you can get them, you know. So it was positioning and all that stuff at the end. But yeah, like during it was just dodgeball, dude. Like just trying to hit everybody, like for it. And the warm up time, man, like that was only like 10-15 minutes, but you were already gassed, dude.
Of course. No, and when you're describing that, I don't know. Have you ever watched the sumo wrestlers on YouTube?
Yeah.
Oh man, I don't know why, but I can just play those videos in the background, and I'll pay attention for a little bit, but then I won't. But it's just, I want to go to one of those matches. I think that would be so sick to just pull up and go see, and like, cause their whole process, and they're strong.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Have you seen those videos where like it's a little sumo wrestler?
Yeah.
How do you say that right?
Sumo,
right? Yeah, it's a little sumo wrestler. I'm tired, folks. Sumo wrestler, and he pushes the big one that you think when you say the word sumo, and he just like pushes him off the mat like nothing. I was like, that's cool.
It's momentum, and
and it's pure, like it's pure force, and just managing that big old body, know how to lean on it, how to like turn somebody, because it's just a circle. And another thing that I like about sumo, and why I enjoy watching randomly those videos, is that they're still like majestic about it. Like the ref is
they're still agile, you know.
Yeah, like the ref is still dressed in like the original like clothing, you know. I like that part for some reason. I don't know why. Maybe I always like karate movies, but like that's really cool about it. Like sumo wrestling. One day we gotta take a trip to Japan or somewhere and just go and just go post up. But ladies and gentlemen, shout out to the 4 viewers. Shout out to everybody in the chat. I do appreciate it. Shout out to Jose. So just some quick things to get out the way. Please go follow Cancela on all platforms, but exclusively and especially on his Instagram and his YouTube. Mile High Electro Show has officially moved to YouTube. We're still kind of on Mixcloud, but we're not going to end up being there no more. So please catch the live stream. Mile High Electro is going to his channel from now on. We did the first stream last week, so please go check that out. He is dropping every episode, so go like it, go listen to it. Every episode we done is on his YouTube channel. I think he has more than half. And go stream Monster, go stream Switch, and then new track coming soon. So please go follow that, and appreciate everybody that, I know it's just family in here and team in here, but appreciate you guys just standing by, liking it. And for everybody else that will listen to this, if you ever care what's going on in my life, what's going on with Jose, what's going on with Osvaldo, Camilo, subscribe to the channel, because this is where you will see it. Today you guys got a good glimpse of Jose. And Jose, one thing Jose doesn't know, that in the I don't know if he read it because he has it on his iPad, getting into Jose's head, and we kind of my
broadcast over here.
No, like it says, getting into Jose's head, and we kind of and we were able to accomplish the mission. I didn't know Jose played rugby. I don't know which one you're watching, but that was kind of the idea today. So,
that's weird, man.
Well,
oh, it's because you're on like the.
I'm on the website. You're on the app, right? Yeah. That's why you can't probably see it. Let me see.
The setting was different, yeah. But yeah, it's over here on the other side.
Where is he playing next weekend? Yo, Osvaldo's asking where is he playing next weekend? What you talking about, fam? I don't know if that was a question, you or me.
Wait, me? I'm not playing rugby no more, man. I retired. My
Yeah.
knees made me retire.
Yeah, Osvaldo, like you should retire, my friend. Just be a scientist, okay? I said it. I'll see you tomorrow, fam. But anyways, I'm joking. So with that said, ladies and gentlemen, thank you, because it is getting a little bit late. So we'll see you guys next time. And next tomorrow, I'm probably gonna stream with Osvaldo so we can crack out or get the theory about becoming a tree and using different DNAs of different species. So be on the lookout for that coming soon. And shout out to Katsunsila and shout out to the squad. Peace.